Before developing a database or a software application, you first need to plan how you'll organize your data. This plan is referred to as a schema. It's essentially a blueprint of what your data looks like. In this video, you'll learn how to explain the concept of a database schema, identify the different meanings of the term schema across different database systems, and outline the advantages of a database schema. Let's begin focusing on what developers mean when they use the term schema. The general meaning of a schema is that it's an organization or grouping of information and the relationships among them. In the context of a MySQL database, a schema means a collection of data structures or an abstract design of how data is stored in a database. Essentially, schema and database are interchangeable terms within MySQL. A schema is how data is organized in a database and how it's related to other data. But schema is defined in different ways across different database systems. In a SQL Server, a database schema is a collection of different components like tables, fields, data types, and keys. In PostgreSQL, a database schema is a namespace with named database objects like views, indexes, and functions. An Oracle schema system assigns a single schema to each user. Oracle even names each schema after its respective user. But no matter which type of database you encounter, the two most important concepts you need to understand when working with schemas remain the same: organization of data in the form of tables, and the relationships between the tables. Let's now cover the components of a database. A SQL Server schema is comprised of what are known as schema objects. Many of these objects will probably already be familiar to you from your study of databases. They include tables, columns, relationships, data types, and keys. An example of a SQL database schema is a music database with data on artists, albums, and genres all stored in separate tables. However, these tables can still be related to one another through various keys. In other words, the data within this database is organized in separate tables or entities. Yet the tables are also related to one another. Essentially, a database schema is comprised of all of the important data and their relationships, the unique keys for all entries in databases, and a name and data type for each column in a table. So, now that you're familiar with what a database is, let's move on and explore the advantages of a database schema. Schemas provide logical groupings for database objects. They also make it easier to access and manipulate these database objects than other available methods. Schemas also provide greater database security. You can grant permission to separate and protect database objects based on user access rights. And finally, it's possible to transfer ownership of schemas and their objects between users and other schemas. In this video, you've learned that a database schema is a structure that represents the storage of data in a database. You also now understand how the meaning of schema changes across different database systems. Lastly, you explored the advantages of a database schema.